Hey everybody, kind of a sad day, but I'm gonna keep going and try to stay positive. Nobody likes a war. So anyway, I'm just gonna do our art thing because that's what we have. Even though things are going on in the world that we can't control, we're just gonna keep our positive and creative spirits alive here. So welcome everybody. Sorry I'm late. I'm working out some more technical issues that never end. But good to see you all. Hi everybody on Facebook, on YouTube. Let me go to the comments here. Hey Charlotta, you are number one. Hey Tanya. Hi Jane. Alexia, Christy, Leslie. Leslie, I hope you're moved in pretty much. Hi Lisa and Lori. So it's good to be together. I have been glued to YouTube, I watch on YouTube because we gave up our TV, which I don't miss. There's enough stuff everywhere else. Hi Allison and T or Bo. Hello. Hey Emma, Pam, Marion, Laura. Hope your cleanup is going well, Laura. Hi Angela. I think it's good that we can be together during all these times, don't you? So just a couple announcements before we get going on the project. I think it's a really fun one. And we do have another live tomorrow, and I'll give you a little sneak peek of the new stamps. Okay, good. The worst is done, Leslie. Just craft room in setup mode. Okay. Hi, Donna, Brenda. Good to see you all. Okay, so here are some announcements. And actually, we have a closing date for Mom's House, which is a good reason to celebrate, March 3rd. That's good. Bo, I think you have to do that when you sign in. You have to put your name, you have to allow, well, I don't know, that's on Facebook. I'm not sure how to do it on YouTube. I don't know if anybody can help. Hi, Isabel from Edinburgh. Wow, what a cool place. Someday. Okay, so that's a good thing. Closing date on Mom's House. I had a call from the lawyer today. I was very happy. Also, like I mentioned, tomorrow we have the release party for the new stamps. And when I turn the camera down, I'll show you those. Yes, thank you. It's not sold yet, but we're getting our papers and we have to go through and make sure everything's right, and then they will do it remotely, which is good because I don't want to go to New York again. Another thing that happened, it's kind of a cool thing. I got an email from a friend of mine. I've seen her at Creativation a lot. Her name is Roberta Wax. She's a writer and she does a lot of writing about crafters and craft products companies. And I'm in a kind of a trade organization called, I get it wrong every time, Craft Industry Alliance, and it's Alliance. It's really good way to get news from the industry. It's a lot of sewing, but it also crosses over into craft. And there are more crafters on, with issues that we run into. And so anyway, Roberta did an article on nomad makers, and I was one of them. So I posted it on my page. If you want to read the article, I kind of sound like a giant goofball, which I think maybe that's right because I kind of got into this travel teaching in a weird way. And anyway, in the article, it talks about how I got locked in my trailer. And Laura Zablewski last night was like, you have to tell us that story. So I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not especially proud of it, but it did happen. So I wish I should find the clip because I happened to take a video along the way, but I'll just tell you what happened. Okay, so I set out from Virginia to California. And first of all, I did it bad because I went south first in September, which is roasting hot, which I didn't know. So I should have gone the north route first and then come back, but I didn't. So I made my way across, I got to California. Along the way, I did have some trouble with the lock on my trailer door. And so I was, I didn't have enough time to really stop and find someone to fix it. So what I would do, because the trailer door was so low, I would pull up to a curb and park so that the door couldn't open. So anyway, that worked for a while, but if I had to go somewhere that didn't have curbs, I was in trouble. So the only way I could do it was it just the lock. I don't know what was wrong with it. I eventually in Colorado found an RV repair place that fixed it for me. But when I was in California, it was not working. So I decided one day I had a day off. The problem was I kept teaching, so I didn't have time to go off the route to get it fixed. So I also didn't have much money. So I thought, well, it's a pretty crappy trailer. Nobody's going to break in. And they didn't. And I never had an issue with that. But the one day I had off in California, I was in San Diego and I went to a place called Moonlight Beach, which was beautiful. And I thought, I am going to go to that beach. I'm going to go down and see the water and go in and, really experience it. So I put on my bathing suit, but first I locked the door of my trailer. So I put on my bathing suit and I went to get out and the door wouldn't open for me to leave. And so I was trapped in my trailer. So I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This is just wrong. I'm like, get out of here. And it was hot. So oh, good, Christy. Yeah, you're so lucky to have those beautiful beaches. So anyway, I thought about it and I was like, okay, well, I can open the windows inside. So I rolled down my little louvered window, and this is a 1976 trailer, not a lot of frills, but I could open the window. So I opened the window and I'm looking around to see who's out there. And I'm just kind of yelling out the window, hello, can somebody help me? I'm locked in my trailer. And so this kid comes over, maybe he was 25. And I'm talking to him through the window saying, I'm really sorry, but I swear I'm locked in my trailer and I can't get out. Could you help me? And he kind of comes closer and he could see me then. And so we're talking and he just goes over to the door and he jiggled it around a little bit and he opened it. And I was so grateful. And, it worked and I went to the beach. But first I did do a video. His name was John. And I kind of told the story because he was walking up the hill and he's like, what the hell? There's this voice coming out of a trailer. Anyway, when I think about it now, it was crazy, but it was just part of the adventure and it worked out fine. Hey, Judy. Oh, you went there. Oh, wow. Leslie has been there. Yeah, it was fun. Anyway, that was the story. So when I was on the phone with Roberta and we were kind of going through some of the adventures, that was one of them. So there were many others. Some I can't remember, which I think is a good thing. It probably, blacked it out there. And but that is why I love being on the road, because you don't know what's going to happen. And people, I have to say, all of the people that I met were helpful and nice and kind. So, I know that people get nervous. They ask me if I have a gun with me or, I do carry a spray wasp, wasp killer because it goes really far. And I just wouldn't want to worry having a gun. I might do something really bad with it. So I don't have one and I haven't needed one. So I think I'm really lucky in that way. So yes, I say thank you to John too, because he was a good man. So you got lost finishing a box cover. All right. Well, Judy, you might want to check this out because I was on the phone with Karen Bierce at like 2 o'clock and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do for Facebook Live today. Take your blade. I should. If they come up right next to me, I could poke them with it. Haggis spray for Scotland. No, I do not. Yes, I know. Well, I'm careful. Like I lock my door, obviously. And I just try to be as careful and as, not do stupid things, but you never know. That doesn't guarantee they won't happen. But anyway, that was my adventure. So if you want to read the rest of the story, and there's a lot of other people who do this too, like with nice campers. So go ahead over and take a look at them. Some of them sew. Some are my friend, like Cheryl Baglioli. She and I have met up a couple times and camped together and done events together. We went up to Canada to Deborah Quartermain, who does felt. We went up to her place, and it's just been really, really fun. So write your stories and put it in a book. That would be funny. I don't know if I could remember them all, but if I went through my Facebook, I probably could. But anyway, I don't know if anybody would be interested in that, but there's a good article. So go ahead and read that. It's on my Eileen Hull Designs page. Also, while I'm at it, I'll put in a pitch for the Eileen Hull fan club. If you're not a member, please join. We have a great time over there. Many of the people on the chat here are members, and we just get together, we create together, we help each other solve problems or questions, and it's just a really nice group. So I invite you to join. Just answer the questions though before you when you put in your little application thing. Okay, so one last thing. Tomorrow, we are having our release party for the stamps, and that is at noontime. We have a special guest. Her name is Alexandra Stapleton Smith, and she is the owner of Maker Forte, which is the company that creates my stamps for me. They make the stamps. So we'll be talking to her and kind of finding out a little bit about her. And then I'm going to go over on Sunday and be on one of her podcasts or whatever it is that we call these things, her lives. She has a group that she gets together with. So I'll be going in there and meeting some new friends. So maybe we'll have more new members. Who knows? So today, what we're going to do is we are going to make stamps using some napkin collage techniques, a couple techniques actually. Yes, Hedgehog Hollow Lady. Yeah. And we are going to make some stamps. Now, I've done a couple, but I'm not loving them, but I want to see what happens. I think they're going to work. All I did was I decoupaged some napkin pieces, all one piece, onto a piece of cardstock. This is 110 pound because I wanted to kind of not get a lot of warping. I don't know if that's going to help. Then I did another one where I kind of collaged a couple different napkins. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I do want to try something. So you get to watch and see if it works or not. Okay, and so we'll just go through and I will quickly demonstrate the napkin collage technique. I don't know why I can't say that today. So I'm going to switch over to the other camera. Let's see. I thought I figured it out. If I can do this. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. Forgot to mute my mic. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. And let's see, that should be good, do you think? All right, so let's just take a peek at the stamps. Here they are. This is more button cards, and we will be looking at how you can use them. And then here's some more. Some of them are upside down. I stamped them on my Misty, and I wasn't able to see which way went what way. But these are some of the stamps that are in the new collection. So please come over tomorrow and take a look when we actually launch them. Oh, the other thing was they will be going up in the shop tonight. So if you're watching this, you get kind of a little heads up, and I'm going to do the deal. If you order both of them, you will get free shipping. Okay, so all that stuff will be in the my Etsy store tonight, and it'll be after 8 o'clock probably, because I have a Zoom call at 7. So come back then, and I'll post it in the group when it goes live, just so you know. The other thing was I did do a couple more things to this project that I made the other day, and that I just stuck in there because it says Hull, and I thought that'd be a cute little bookmark, and I just kind of tucked that there. But I took the label to my dad, my husband's shirt. I was thinking somebody had saved their dad's shirt and made a little teddy bear, made teddy bears out of it. But this is the project that we made the other day. And I did go ahead, I beefed up my journal a little bit, and I cut 2 of these, and then I made like folder pockets for each the front and the back, and then just made this thicker so that it really filled my book. And then I was thinking, and I just haven't done it yet, I want to use this for a tab, so I may put another sturdy piece in the middle here and then do a tab so you can open it. And then I do want to do a closure, so I'm not done yet, but it's getting there. I was actually pleased that it went together pretty quickly. I just don't want to lose that, so I'm going to tuck that in there. And I might use it, I might not, I don't know, but I wanted to keep it in one spot. So that is what we made the other day on Tuesday. So if you want to see how I made like a journal out of my husband's shirt, you can go over and watch that on Tuesdays on the replay. Okay, so I put down this mat because this gets messy. We're going to be decoupaging, and this is what I like to use. It's a giant bottle, but it goes pretty quickly. And what I'm going to do is I was thinking it'd be easier to just pour some out into this little tray when I get going, because dipping it in, it's like that far down, I can't ever see if I'm getting it in there or not. Then you need fairly large brush. Make sure that you get it in water immediately when you're working with this, because it will dry and ruin your brush, because I've done it to several. Okay, here is the die that we're going to use to cut our stamps, and this is what it looks like. I have it in my pretty little Sizzix magnetic, well, this is the magnetic board kind of that it goes on. And then there's also this little envelope that fits in. And this is where I also store my sheets of, you can see all these little things like to stick everywhere. I use deli paper to put between my die and my material that I'm cutting, and that helps it release a little. And I just like to use this. There are other things that you can do. Wax paper, I know, is one, and dryer sheets. But this is just the most recent version I've been doing. You do want to pick out these little holes every once in a while. Well, on this, we're going to have to do it fairly soon because we have several layers, plus it's 110 pound. So, you know. Okay, so this is the other piece. I don't think we're going to use this today. And I have 2 of these, and I can't find my other one. See, if I had my little envelope, I could store them together, but I didn't have it until just recently. All right, so the other thing that I'm going to use that I thought might make this go a little quicker is, let me get my paper here. So what my thought is for this time is I like the layered look of the, you know, printing and then napkin on top of it, because you can see the 2 layers. I didn't do it on these, so they're kind of plain, but we'll cut one and check it out. We can always add things on top of it. And tomorrow you're going to see another dimension to it that you can do. So let's just do this. So what I was thinking, I mean, to save time and energy and just make the process go quicker, I'm going to use the Easy Cut adhesive, and I'm going to adhere my first layer on with that. So I'm going to do the base layer on my paper using this. Okay, so let's just do that. And this, we have this in the Etsy store. You can use dictionary pages. You can use, I thought that one was appropriate for today. And, you know, whatever old bits you have, you could tear them up and put them on here first. I'm just going to take one sheet because you do kind of, you know, cover it up when you're going. So it doesn't even matter that much. Even if it's like upside down, doesn't matter. You're going to cover that with your napkins. Especially if you know you have a problem with it, you can cover it up. And I am going to just trim off the adhesive that I don't use because I can probably use that somewhere else. All right, so I'm going to take this and just lay this down. Now this paper is cool because, oh wait, no, this is not. But you know what? This is dirty. So I'm going to do this side because then the other side will be clean, and I might want to stamp on the back of it or something and write on it and use it. And this is not going to matter because it's going to be dirty. All right, can you guys see okay? I'm going to move back a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to peel this off. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Chris. Ooh, you could sew the tab onto the paper. That's a good idea. See how stiff this is? This is really nice thick cardstock. I think this is a good thing. I don't know. When I did the other one, it kind of, you know what? I'm just going to trim this because I want it to be straight and I can't see. But like I said, it doesn't even really matter. But I do want that piece to be on there. Didn't do that so hot, but that's all right. Like I said, doesn't really matter. Okay. So now we've got this on here already. Now, if we were doing it like we're going to do the next step, we would paint on the layer of the Decoupage Medium, and then we would put this on. Then we would paint over it with this, which we still are going to do because we need to wet it so that we can do the next layer. But I'm just thinking I'm not going to let this dry out. First, let's prep our napkins. Okay, and I didn't tell you, but I found a bunch more napkins, and I thought this would be really pretty. It's kind of like a spode, it says, but like a blue willow pattern, you know, like the dishes. So we can cut this up. Now, you can use your tape if you can't get it apart. I did find a little thing of tape. This is so much easier. And you're just going to lay that down and lift it up, and you'll see that it just comes apart like that. And you peel off one layer, and then if you have another ply, let's see if we can use this one again. You would just do it the same way. I mean, so much easier than just, yeah, look at that. Yay. All right, so we're just peeling. Uh-oh. Are we live? Oh, okay, good. My screen went. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I moved my mouse. Shoot. Okay, so you're all still there. Yay! Such a good feeling. I am so happy to see you. Okay, so we have this laid down, and now we're going to take our water brush, and we're just going to kind of cut some images out. I'm not going to cover my whole thing. Like, I want that there, but I might take something and lay it in here, like this scene, you know, from the under the cherry tree. So I'm just taking my water brush and I'm going to trace around. There's like some little cows and people on the side of the water there, the bank. And I'm just going to trace around that. And then what happens is it makes it really easy for you to just kind of peel this away from the napkin. And if you tear it, don't worry about it. you can always patch it with your glue because you're working with glue basically. You want to do it while it's still wet. That just helps. And I usually cut out a couple while I'm here. You know, so there's one. You know, we can kind of lay that there. And maybe some other, like this is kind of cool. And it's nice to do an edge image. And then I just lay that on the side of my paper. And we can do other ones too. Let's see if we have blue in this napkin, because this might be kind of pretty to mix them. There's a little blue. It's kind of eucalyptus, and it's kind of soft, but a little pink is not going to hurt. So let's just... do a little more, and this is just experimenting, but I think you really could go crazy with this. I plan to. While I watch the news, of course. All right, let's see what else. Some yellow, maybe? Actually, I have some of those already cut, and what I do is I put them in like a file folder. So I have them on hand. I don't have to go through and do this in the middle of my project. The other thing I was thinking was I had some of these left over, and this is some of the deli paper that I use to, when I, cut my dies out of paper, I do this, and then I think I gel printed this, so that might be kind of cool. I don't know, it's kind of dark, but maybe... Oh, that one's blue or turquoisey. Maybe that would be nice right there. So we'll get a couple elements that we think would look good on here. And the other thing that you want to think about is I can fit 2 of these panels from the die on one piece of paper. So where is it? So you might just want to think about where these are going to show up. When you, because look at that. That would make it an adorable stamp. And, so think about what elements you want in it. Like I might want that title there, So just think about where you're going to put the other stuff. That's all. And I'm not going to fill my whole image with it because I do want some of these words to show. Now this kind of looks like cherry blossoms, doesn't it? And it has blue too. So I'm going to take some of this. And these are handy if you have them all cut and ready to go. You can just... Every once in a while, you have to squeeze this to make more water come out. Maybe you should do that. You like crazy in a good way? We all do, Charlotta. All right. Hey, Darlene. Hi, Mitziana. Hey, Dee. How are you? All right. I'm not sure about this, but it's good to have like a nice little palette of things. Now, here are also some other blue ones. Well, they're blue-ish, but actually they look pretty nice too. But I don't want them all the same because otherwise they'll just look the same. So this was a really cool napkin because it had 4 images in the pack. So you got 4 prints and that kind of cool indigo look. I bet that would be pretty, just stamps, and then you could stamp, ink stamp on top. But let's use what we have here and just do this. Okay. Is everybody with me? All right, so what I'm going to do, let me first just trim off these edges so I know where I'm working. I could probably just tear them off, but what are you guys working on? Yes, that's what I was thinking, Mitziana, like the willow, blue willow. we had some. There's another one called Staffordshire, and my mom had a bunch of plates. And I have them, and it's like, what should I do with them? I want to put them in my dining room, but that's not the color I have in there. I should just do it anyway. My dining room's a mess. All right, I think that fits in well there. So now I'm going to get out my Decoupage Medium, and I'm just going to pour some in here. And you can always pour it back into the jar if you need it or more, but it keeps it, you know, available. So now I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to paint this area right here. And I'm going to stick my doily on, okay? Now this is pretty delicate, and you are going to have adhesive kind of poking out, you know, because I'm painting the whole thing and it's not, you know, there's open spaces here, but it dries pretty quickly. Okay, that does look kind of dark, but it's okay. I'm not going to freak out. Okay, and then let's put some down here. So just remember, you always have to add a layer because it's glue that you're sticking this napkin on with. Now this does not look transparent, but wait until you paint it on and you see the notes come through. This is kind of dark, so I don't see a ton of them. You see what I mean? You can see it through here. And this is, you know, this is pretty dark, so I think this will be good to do some light here. And you could do either side. If you want to mute it, you know, let's try that over here. And then it will be upside down. See, I might like that even better. We could just tear this away. Let's try this because that's pretty bold. But it's nice to have a variety of weights and, you know, tones. All right, so let's just put it over here. Now that does look lighter. Yeah, I like that. I might do that in the future with this, just adding the lighter side. And we could do that here too, but that's pretty pink. This one is bigger. Let's do that like down here, I think. And you might have more or less, but remember, you're going to make two separate ones. So you could have one that's more filled in, but look, yeah, look at this. This is much better. The lighter, because you can really see here, you know, the words. I've got peace, I've got love, I've got joy. Wow, that was a good one. All right, and this one is probably going to be a little darker. So let's do that one up here. There's no right or wrong, because when you cut this up, when you die cut it, it's going to look like a whole different thing anyway. And you're going to have all different individual stamps. So I can't wait to see this. All right, what else do we need? Maybe something else. Oh, this is a pretty one. This adds in a little green. This might be too much because that and that do. I could probably do it up here. So let's do that. Is this an avocado? I don't eat them. I think it's, or yeah, it must be. I just like guacamole. I just don't like it. I like the color of it. Is there anybody in the world that doesn't like guacamole? I think I'm probably the only one. Oh, well. There are a lot of calories, so look at, I'm saving all those calories. Actually, all right, be careful where you put it. Guacamole. I know. Love avocados. I figured the pair of doves hung around your front yard. Whoa. Twal. Oh, okay, twal, yeah. Yeah, maybe up here. I don't know, that's too big. All right, let's do this is kind of fluffy and it has words. So let's just do a random swatch right here. It doesn't have to mean anything, but I do like that there's text. So if you're doing it, you might want to plan it out a little. But these are new napkins, and I'm just experimenting, so I am not too worried about it. With all that's going on in the world, this is not a problem. All right, let's just lay this right in here. How about this? And it's wrinkled, but that's all right. It'll get fixed when you, yeah, that's more neutral. I'm going to do that. And see this, yep, this is probably dried out a little bit, you know, it already dries it out. The thing that I like about the adhesive is you can see there's like no warping. There will be now because I'm adding this wetness on here, and that's what makes it warp. But it goes back down after it dries. So don't worry. Now I just want to load this up with more. What do you think? Maybe it's a fig. No, your husband doesn't eat guacamole or avocados. You love both. Okay, I knew it. I knew everybody would. A pear. I was thinking that too. It is healthy fat. All right, let's see. Let's take this off. Maybe we can. Oh, that's kind of pretty. But I do think we need something up here. I don't want to cover it, but if I could find something light. Oh, that's good. This is a light spot. And, you know, if I know that it's going to show through, you just need the perfect one. All right, that's not bad. I'm going to go with that. Oops. See, now this here is stuck on because that had adhesive from the last one that this wasn't quite tall enough. All right. I promise this is going to be worth it when we eventually get there. Yeah, you can read that, okay? Yeah, that kind of spreads it out. So this one is a little less populated than these. I really have a couple layers going on here. So maybe just a little something right there. See, you can get crazy with it. I don't want to do that. I can't help myself. Maybe even just that little tiny piece. All right. I don't like to use the edges though, but well, like I said, you know what? This is going to leave us more room for if we want to add other things. So you'll see what I mean tomorrow. Okay, I think that I'm done. And we have to let this dry, but what I think I'll do is just hit it with the heat gun just for a minute. So close your ears. Okay, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut one of these other ones that are dry. And let's just put this back in the thing here because this stuff goes pretty quickly, actually. And then that's back in the water jar. Is this too close? I hope you guys can see okay. There were 7 deer in your yard when you got home today. Your poor dog is going blind and didn't even see them. Oh. All right, I'm going to raise this up a little bit. All right, so now is the fun part. You guys ready? I mean, you could do a bunch of these ahead of time and have them and cut them all at once, but all right, let's see what happens here. Let's do this one first. So I'm going to use my chrome precision base plate. I think I got that right the first time. And here's my other one. So, all right, let's just go in order. This is just a piece of napkin, complete with avocado, that I painted on this piece of like manila, I would say. It's 110. All right, so this one, let's just see how we want to arrange it. You know, you can switch it around 2 ways, really, but it depends on what you want to do with it. I want to have that little guy right there. I think that's kind of cool. And then I'm going to put my, wait a minute, I'm going to put my parchment, or whatever that is, butcher paper, no, not butcher, deli paper on. And then, it moved. It's not going to matter, but, oh, duh. Maybe cut it in half first. I don't think that's going to fit. Okay. Now, was somebody in there saying, move, cut that in half? All right, where's that little elephant? I just think that's cute. I don't think it matters which way. You know, there are 2 sides to this deli paper. One is a little more shiny. All right, let's see if it feels really thick. Yeah, I think that's going to cut. All right, so let's see how this came out. So exciting. All right. So then we're just going to pop it out. Now, I got to ask you guys, one thing, make sure it's dry, because otherwise this paper is going to stick to it, and that would not be good. All right, now it looks like we're going to have to go through and poke all these out. What I found was if you use a stylus, you can just run that down there. Oh, we're done with that row. Isn't that cool? It almost has to be a certain thickness, though, because otherwise you worry about it breaking. And it may not work with every area, but it seems to go pretty quickly. But this is the fun thing that I wanted to do. And actually, you could do this part first. But let's wait, there should be, there's one. Whoops. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe we had extra glue there. That doesn't seem to want to. Oh, that didn't cut. That's weird. How could that? Oh, no, it's a long one. Oh, never mind. It's not meant to. I was thinking there was a cutting line. And you are going to find millions of these little things here. I had overexposure to glue. Wait a minute. Turn it. Yeah, that would have been. Okay, so here we go. We've got our fun little panel. All right, are you ready? Watch this. We're going to make our own postage stamps just by tearing these off. You don't even need like a ruler or anything. They're just going to tear. And then also, if you have any of those little circles that didn't want to come out, they'll come out now. There's the little elephant. Okay, now I didn't do it. See, that was my bad. I didn't have it all the way up to the edge. I wanted to get that in so bad that I, you know, oh well. And that's a big one. So look at that. All you have to do is put like a number on here, which may give you a clue what's going to happen with these tomorrow. But look at these. You could add them in your junk journals. You can use them on cards. I mean, it's just, and it's so easy. You know, you could do a whole batch of them and just have them on hand. And they all like, and I honestly did not mean to do this, but it seems like the way that you can tear them, like you can go down here. So if you just want to use a skinny panel, I might have thought of this ahead of time, but I might not have. If you want to just do a strip, if you want to do this strip, so it's like they're all kind of contained inside each other. So if you want to do a block of them, you can do that. So pretty much any size. But the beauty of this is that it will go on the front of an A2 card. So you could just take this whole panel and put it on the front of your card. You could also take other pieces that would match, you know, from other napkins and make like a patchwork quilt out of it. So lots of ideas. I knew that would be fun, but all right, let's do the Paris one, because you know they're all going to look different. What do you think? Is that okay? You've been using wax paper sheets with your die, so they pop out easier. I bought a pack of them in the candy section of Michael's. The deli paper works too. Yeah. Yes. And also, I have used dryer sheets, but they're just a little more finicky. All right. I got the message this time. This I'm just going to lay down. I mean, that Paris might be nice, but either way I do it, that's not going to come out in one. But you get the idea of it. That's a pretty flower. Maybe I'd rather have that, but I'm not going to get it. I'll get it in two. So, you know, I just cut it. Who cares? You can always add layers on top of this. Now you'll notice I did not poke my die out, but a lot of them came out, you know, ahead of time. All right, let's see. See how this came out, and then we'll do the other one that we made because it should be dry. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put my stuff in there. So let's see how these work. I would think they're going to stick a little more, but they might be fine. I did that on purpose. Dang, gonna have to buy snail mail now. It's being reserved, but now going to cave. Yay, Jane! If one of us goes, we should all go. But just there's so many ways to use it. I love that. This is even just fun. So, you know, for a time when you need something to do that is going to make you feel happy, just poke out all of your little holes here with your stylus. You just have to use the thick cardstock, though. The other stuff, you'd be a little nervous. I am. And if you need to know where the joins are, you can look on the other side, because sometimes it's hard to see. And sometimes you're just going to have to, like, cut it apart first. It's just easier. You know what I mean? Start tearing it. But yeah, these little holes are going to drive you crazy because they're sticky too, because they have glue on them. Into the garbage you go. New release day for stamp sets. Yes, that is tomorrow. Okay, so see, you could leave them like this, and if you use the smaller end, you can poke them through. But let me just see. I had a card base laying around here somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. Actually, this is one that I did. These colors don't go, but you know, that would fit really nice on the cover. And the other thing is there's also this piece that comes with the die that you can use to matte. So, you know, if you wanted this removed a little, these colors are just not great, but this might work, you know. So anyway, you've got the background matte and then this. So if you want to use it all in one piece, yeah, you can. Or tear them up and you know, use some of your I don't know what that would be, frustration, or just makes you calm. Depends on who you are. All right, these came out pretty well, and I didn't even use the sheet, so I don't know. I don't know what to think here. Maybe it's the thickness of it. All right, let's try the ones that we just don't tear between the letters. Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah, just tear out like that. And I could keep my flower together, and I could keep my Eiffel Tower. So, you know, yeah, do them in segments. Ah, good job, Lisa. All right, let's do this. Now, I don't know, but we'll see. And I'm gonna cut it, don't worry. I do like the lighter because that is really dark. All right, just gonna freehand this. And you could turn it the other way, yeah. But it's easier to line up. Lay it like this. That would look great on craft, yes. All right, here's this one. Let's try this with a sheet. All right, I know that I want my piece like a river. That's pretty. And then I get that. So, you know, I'm kind of missing the bottom here. Let's try it that way. I kind of like it the other way. All right, so you have time, you know, just check which way you like best. And you do have these little scraps. I don't know what you could do with them. If you're good, probably something. You have a single stamp die for which you paid a small fortune. Oh no! Well, things aren't always available when we want them. Oh, I actually kind of like that, and I didn't think I would. All right. Remove that because that's shiny and reflective. Deli paper, yes, thank you. Go for it. Ooh, this one's sticking. Now, it could be that this is still wet, and then we might be in trouble. But even if we had to keep this deli paper on there, it's not bad. But luckily it came out. Oh, look at that. I love that. I think that I may not even, I kind of like it even with these little holes in it, but let's see what it looks like when we poke them out. So you want the one that's wider so it doesn't go in. Now these don't seem to want to come out. These are not popping out. Maybe that was just too big a layer. I don't know. Or maybe it's still wet. I don't know, but this may have to get the full treatment of using pokey tool, which is a pain. So I probably would let these dry a little longer. Yeah, see, this is, maybe it was just too thick. I don't know. You have to play with it. This is thick paper, I will say. And then we had a couple, we had the layer, we had the adhesive, then we had this paper, then we had napkins and glue. So it could be that maybe, you know, you ought to do it on like 65-pound paper, but that's something that you have to play with. You like the, I like the idea of it being thick, you know, and substantial and holding up, you know. I could see if you got like the perfect one to just put a little foam tape on the back and just put that on like the center piece of a card and that be it, you know, because I mean, it took a little work to get it. Now these are not poking out. I might wait a little. No, maybe I can. Oh, this actually works to poke it out. Well, look at that. So don't do your pokey tool because it's not wide enough and it will just poke through but not get the whole thing. And then you're going to have to go around the back and, you know, pick them out. But still, it can be saved and it's a work of art. So I am not throwing it out now, that's for sure. So what do you guys think? Where do you find such beautiful napkins? Tina, I look at them everywhere, and actually I was thinking I would put these up because I've been buying, because they have the spring stamps, like the beautiful flowers out. I think what happened was last year, because of the pandemic and everything, that they didn't really have any nice new ones, and it was hard to find any last year. So I think the supply chains have opened up and they're coming in now. So they have a nice supply. So every time I go, I look and then it's like, uh-oh, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. So I got some the other night. And what I do is, if you look in my Etsy store, I do have some collections, but I think I'm going to do another one tonight and I'll put it up because I'm thinking you're going to want to do this, you know. So then you don't have to buy 100 packs. You know, I'll put like, you know, between 15 and 20, you know, individual napkins in a package, and then you can just buy them and have one of each, because you don't need a lot. You know, you get a lot of real estate out of one napkin. And these are not wanting to come out, so I'm going to have to go through later. So now we learned a lesson. This is really thick. I would do these on 65 pound, but they still are pretty. And you can, well, you know, might as well. That one, this one, I really did not like. I thought it was too dark, but look at it with the pink. Isn't that pretty? And you could add something on top, like a little, you know, lighter image over here. And then what about this for like a journal title, you know, or on a card, depending on what the card is for. Like maybe if somebody died, you know. Anyway, just so many ideas, and I love that it worked. As always. And look at this one, just a pretty little pink stamp. Oh, wait a minute. That's the one that says, I've got peace. All right, too late. I already started cutting it. You could use one of the little sections and put foam tape on it and use the part of the image that surrounded the die as a border on it. Larger. Yes. See, now these are not popping out. Okay. So, you know what? You could just take this and run it through again. Just figure out which one it goes in. And, you know, you can match it up because these holes are not going anywhere. They're the same ones. Maybe it's this one. Yeah. So anyway, you could fix this without having to throw it out. Let's try it. I'm saying it. I just want to make sure it really does work. And, you know, the other thing that you can do, if you feel like you might be pushing your luck on it, roll over it a couple times. Let me use, I got this cute little, look at this tiny little cutting pad from Sizzix. It's adorable. You don't have to do this whole big thing. All right, let's see. Yep, they stuck in there. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, you just have to go like that. See, so you know what? If you do use the thicker paper, just roll over it a couple times. Run it through a couple times, and you'll be fine. Okay? All right. I am so excited. And come back tomorrow. We're going on at noon, and we have a couple guests that will be on. One of them is the owner of the stamp company that I have a new release with. And then I have Maggie is coming on, and possibly somebody else from the team. So you know what? I'm going to set these right back in my thing and run them through so I don't have to pick them out. Talk about lazy. But it'll make a great puzzle card. Put them in a little bag and, you know, include them and then let them assemble it. And you could do different configurations. Wait until you see what Susie has tomorrow. She is a genius. Wait until you see what she did with this die. All right. So I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to have fun with this. So guys, I think it's a good die. I wouldn't steer you wrong. This is what it is. I have it in my Etsy store. I think I have like 12. So if you want one, I'll get more, but if you want it right now, there it is. Okay. What else? Almost like a spider web. Yeah. That love stamp. Oh, there's so many pretty stamps. I mean, I just love stamps. They're like little miniature art, and now we can make our own. Yeah. Oh, Isabel. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. I do try new stuff for you to learn right in front of you. Because I don't always have time to test it out, but it seems like it should work. And I imagine that you guys are doing that same thing in your studios. So, you know, let's all do it together. So I love these little stamps, and come tomorrow because I have another additional thing that I think will work well with this technique. Okay? All right, you can buy glue to put on the back that dries and you moisten it to stick on, or yeah, or the little adhesive, you know? That would be fun though. Is there glue that you can like lick like an envelope? All right. Well, we have plenty of things to talk about. All right. So thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. And I appreciate you hanging in with me there and hanging out. And prayers for everybody that's at war. Everybody. It's bad. But we're together. Thank God. All right. See you guys. Bye.